All right, everyone. When you think of Britain's war heroes, who comes to mind? Churchill? Montgomery? Maybe a few famous pilots. But what about the names that have been lost to time? The spies, the engineers, the everyday people who did absolutely extraordinary things. Today, we're dusting off the history books to find 25 forgotten British heroes from the two world wars. These are the geniuses, the rebels, and the unbelievably brave souls whose stories deserve to be told. Prepare to be amazed by the heroes you never knew you had. Alan Turing, the codebreaker they betrayed. Let's start with the man who literally shortened World War II. Alan Turing was the genius who cracked Germany's unbreakable Enigma code at Bletchley Park. His work saved millions of lives. But after the war, instead of being celebrated as a national hero, he was prosecuted for his personal life. A tragic end for a man who saved the nation. Noor Inayat Khan, the spy princess. A real-life princess turned super spy. Noor Inayat Khan, of Indian and American descent, but a British agent, was sent into occupied France as a radio operator. She dodged the Gestapo for months, becoming a vital link for the resistance. When finally caught, she revealed nothing. Her last word before execution was liberté. Frank Whittle, the man who gave Britain jet power. Imagine telling the RAF you want to build an engine with no propeller. They'd think you were mad. That's what Frank Whittle did. In the 1930s, he single-handedly invented the jet engine. The government wasn't interested at first, but by the end of World War II, his invention ruled the skies. Tommy Flowers, the engineer who built the first computer. Turing gets the credit for the ideas, but Tommy Flowers was the man who built the machine. He designed and built Colossus, the world's first programmable electronic computer to help break German codes. The project was so top secret, he was ordered to destroy his own creation after the war and never speak of it. Walter Tull, the football star and barrier-breaking officer. Walter Tull was one of Britain's first black professional footballers before WWII. When war broke out, he joined the army. Despite rules at the time that barred non-white men from becoming officers, his bravery and leadership were so exceptional that he was promoted to second lieutenant, the first of his kind in the British Army. Barnes Wallis, the eccentric inventor of the bouncing bomb. How do you destroy heavily fortified German dams? According to Barnes Wallis, you make a bomb that skips across the water like a stone. It was a completely bonkers idea that everyone thought would fail, but it worked. The legendary Dam Busters raid was his brainchild. Robert Watson Watt, the father of radar. Before World War II, Britain's biggest fear was a surprise Nazi air attack. Scottish physicist Robert Watson Watt developed a system to detect incoming aircraft using radio waves. He called it radio detection and ranging, or radar. This single invention was arguably the deciding factor in winning the Battle of Britain. Codebreaker Khan, the first Indian soldier to win the Victoria Cross, while not British-born, he fought for Britain. In World War I, Sepoy Codebreaker Khan, from what was then British India, was part of a machine gun team. In one battle, his entire team was wiped out. Wounded and alone, he kept firing, holding back the German advance long enough for reinforcements to arrive. A true hero of the Empire. The Canary Girls, the women who turned yellow for king and country. During WWII, women flocked to munitions factories to build shells for the front line. They worked with toxic TNT, which stained their skin and hair a bright yellow. They were nicknamed the Canary Girls. They risked their health every single day, but were the backbone of the war effort at home. Odette Hallowe's the housewife, turned super spy. Odette Haloise was a mother of 3, living in Somerset when she was recruited as a spy. In France, she was captured and brutally tortured by the Gestapo. She never broke. To save her comrades, she convinced her captors she was related to Churchill, a lie that probably saved her life. Jasper Maskelyne, the war magician. You can't make this stuff up. Jasper Maskelyne was a famous stage magician who joined the war effort. He used his skills of illusion to create a magic gang that hid entire armies, created fake battleships, and even made the port of Alexandria disappear to fool German bombers. History's ultimate trickster, Nancy Wake. The White Mouse. Though Australian, she was one of Britain's most decorated servicewomen. Nancy Wake was a special operations executive agent in France. The Gestapo called her the White Mouse because they could never catch her. She was a master of espionage, led 7,000 resistance fighters, and once killed a Nazi sentry with her bare hands. Edith Cavell, the nurse who became a martyr. In WWII, Edith Cavell was a British nurse running a hospital in German-occupied Belgium. She treated soldiers from both sides, but she also secretly helped over 200 Allied soldiers escape to safety. The Germans discovered her network and executed her. Her death turned her into an international symbol of bravery. Mad Jack. Churchill, the officer with a sword and bow, lieutenant. Colonel John Churchill, or Mad Jack, fought in WWII armed with a longbow, a sword, and bagpipes. He famously captured 42 Germans and a mortar crew using only his sword. His personal motto: any officer who goes into action without his sword is improperly dressed. Flora Sanders, the only British woman to officially serve as a soldier in WWII. When WWII started, Flora Sanders volunteered as a nurse. But nursing wasn't enough for her. She ended up joining the Serbian army and officially fighting on the front line as a soldier, eventually becoming a sergeant major. She was wounded in combat and remains a legend. Sir Archibald Macindoe, the surgeon who rebuilt heroes. During World War II, RAF pilots who suffered horrific burns were sent to a special hospital. The surgeon in charge was Sir Archibald Macindoe. He pioneered new plastic surgery techniques to rebuild their faces. He didn't just heal their bodies, he rebuilt their spirits, forming the famous Guinea Pig Club. The mincemeat major, Ewan Montagu. This story is stranger than fiction. To fool the Nazis about the invasion of Sicily, British intelligence needed a master plan. Ewan Montagu came up with Operation Mincemeat. They dressed a dead body as a fake British officer, planted fake invasion plans on him, and let him wash ashore in Spain. The Nazis fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Violette Sabo, the SOE agent, who fought to the end. Another incredible female spy, Violette Sabo was sent into France twice. On her second mission, she was captured after a fierce gunfight where she provided cover for her comrades to escape. Like Noor Inayat Khan, she was executed after revealing nothing under interrogation. Douglas Bader, the legless RAF ace. Douglas Bader lost both of his legs in a flying accident before the war. Most people would have given up. Not Bader. He fought his way back into the RAF and became one of its most famous fighter aces during the Battle of Britain, all while flying with 2 prosthetic legs. The Women's Land Army, the forgotten army at home. While men were at the front, Britain still needed to eat. Over 200,000 women, known as the Land Girls, joined the Women's Land Army. They worked the fields, ploughed the land, and kept the country fed. It was tough, unglamorous work, but absolutely vital to winning the war. Leo Marx, the code-making poet. Leo Marx was the head of coding for the Special Operations Executive, SOE. He realized the codes spies were using were too easy to break, so he started using original poems as the basis for new, unbreakable codes. He was a poet who used words as weapons. Albert Ball, Britain's first flying ace hero. In the early days of WWII, pilots were just scouts. Albert Ball helped turn them into knights of the sky. He was a lone wolf pilot, known for flying straight at the enemy. He became a national hero and Britain's first celebrity fighter ace before his death at just 20 years old. Johnny Johnson, the RAF's top-scoring ace. While Douglas Bader was famous, Johnny Johnson was statistically the best. He was the highest-scoring RAF fighter ace of the war, with 38 confirmed victories. He was known for his incredible eyesight, tactical genius, and for leading his squadrons with a cool, calm head. The London Auxiliary Ambulance Service. The volunteers in the Blitz. During the Blitz, London was chaos. The people who drove into the fire and rubble to rescue the injured were often volunteers from the London Auxiliary Ambulance Service. They were ordinary men and women, teachers, shopkeepers, artists, who faced bombing raids every night, armed only with a first aid kit and immense courage. Richard O'Kane, the submarine commander with a secret weapon. Though American, he worked closely with the British. Richard O'Kane was one of the most successful submarine commanders of World War II. His secret? He used a slide rule and trigonometry to calculate exactly where an enemy ship would be, allowing him to fire torpedoes with deadly accuracy. He was a mathematician of the deep. And there you have it, 25 incredible Britons whose stories of bravery and genius helped shape history. Which one of these lost heroes impressed you the most? Is there a forgotten name from your own family history we should know about? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed uncovering these hidden stories, don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more amazing tales from the past. Thanks for watching.